Maddie, just how was the process, and why did you choose these two women to be the co-captains?
Well, I didn't really choose. So the process was basically we put it to the players. Obviously, Chelsea announced last year that she wasn't going to be part of the leadership group anymore, and so everyone's kind of been waiting and watching. And but we wanted to leave it a little bit later in the pre-season because it sort of has allowed an opportunity for everybody. So not just these two. Obviously, we kind of knew that they'd probably end up around the mark, but we were keen to see all of the players have the opportunity to step forward in that leadership space. And then, I think it was about a week ago we just put it to a vote, and it was pretty clear that these two are going to be the captains for next season, which is exciting.
Pretty important appointments, I guess, given that it is really the end of an era with Chelsea.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, I mean, I've been in the gig for a few years now, and when I took over, I couldn't have imagined anybody else captaining the club. But last year, when she told me, rang me up, I said, "Yep, that's about right," because it's a credit to her leadership and obviously Erin before. They've brought up this amazing crop of leaders who are ready to go, and I think in honesty, if she'd kept going for longer, it probably wouldn't have been right. I think it's time, though. These two in particular and many others are ready to take over the mantle. So, really comfortable and excited about what's about to unfold.
What are the traits that stand out about these two that got them to know?
Yeah, well, I think you'll probably delve into the differences, and probably the day after the announcement, I contacted both of them and said, I was thinking about those differences, but the similarities are this sort of fierce competitive drive, and then just an amazing care for the group as a whole. So those are the two standout features I reckon that both of them possess, and are the attributes which will hold them in great stead taking on the roles. So, probably should ask them a question because I'm getting sick of talking.
Well, just before we do, the solo captains versus co-captains, what was the thinking there?
Well, I think the group chose really, really well because clearly, in my opinion, either of them could do the role. And I mean, Sarah in 2022 essentially captained for all but 4 or 5 games. So either of them would make an outstanding captain, but what's best for the group is to have all of those attributes. And so I was rapt when it came back so close that it was just, let's go with 2. We've obviously done it before, and it is a transition. So obviously I've got great confidence, but it's something a little bit different. And to have the breadth of asset that we've now got it was a no-brainer for me. I thought good on the group for choosing the way they did.
What does it mean to you girls?
Yeah, obviously I think we've both touched on it's an amazing honour, privilege to not only be voted by your peers, but to be backed by this club and organisation. Is just an amazing feeling, and to be able to do it alongside each other, we're really excited.
How do you look to lead the group in the next season, sorry?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Doc touched on, it's a new opportunity. Says has done it before with Randy being out with the injury, but I think just being our own individuals and coming together and collaborating to be the best that we can be for the team. Like you've said, it's kind of a new era, and I think we're both ready to take the next step and kind of lead this young, exciting group. I've been so impressed over the past 8 to 9 months. The development of our young girls, probably the under 23s, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, and to see their hard works come to fruition in pre-season, I'm just excited to see them on game day. But yeah, we'll be learning along the way and touching on the leaders before us in Chelsea Randall, Erin Phillips, Courtney Cramey, Jess Foley, Sally Riley. We've been blessed to be here from day one, and we've certainly been impacted by so many girls around us, but we've had tremendous leaders, and hopefully we can continue, I guess, helping the next generation as we have in the past 7-8 years.
Doc touched on some of your similarities. What are some of those differences that will help complement each other?
Well, I'm probably a little bit louder than Sez. Sez is a bit more softly spoken, but I think our teammates kind of always know what they're going to get. But I think that's just the best part about it, that we have amazing traits that have been foreseen from our group and from the club, and we've been supported and backed in. And I think to be able to share and the honour, the privilege, the pressure that come with, I think will make a great partnership. And if you probably had one of me, that would be a worry, and maybe on in other things that'd be Says, so we can really complement each other.
Given that you've been with the club since day one, must be a huge honour. Did you ever Was it something you strive for or ever see yourself in this role?
Not really. God, if you ask 17, 18-year-old me and didn't even speak in the first year, we pinch ourselves. I think, for me personally, leadership probably came a little bit later in my career, and I think touching on like the people that came before me, I've always wanted to just like help others, and kind of I had that real support and drive from up above, and naturally as a kid probably just I guess evolved as a leader just from like I didn't really dive into leadership. I feel like it's the people around me have kind of helped me keep me grounded. Someone like a Allan that comes into the program a few years ago probably taught me to be a little bit more empathetic, probably a little bit black and white. I still am black and white, but I guess my genuine care and love that the group can kind of just see that I always do want the best, and sometimes when you are demanding of yourself and others, it takes time to build those relationships. So not something, but I'm very privileged, and like touching back on like Cez and I, 4 days apart, been playing footy since we were 14 years of age. So it's I don't think many people can say they're sitting up co-captaining a team of such calibre of this rich history that we have besides someone they've been playing footy with 10 plus years.
What advice has Chelsea given you girls?
Yeah, obviously she's been an amazing role model as well as from the start, and probably something we'll learn from is how her and Erin co-captained together and shared that journey. And Eb's mentioned before, like for the two of them, they only brought the best out of each other, and we hope to do the same as well. And obviously just being obviously that amazing role models, but just to have, I think the biggest thing is just to still have Chelsea around. It's probably not so much the advice she's given us already, but the fact that we'll always have her to lean on, and even Erin as well has always been a great support. So I think the biggest thing is that to have that support as we go through this journey will be the biggest thing.
Round one showdown, who gets to toss the coin, and what do you think about the girls who are in the prison bus?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to, our trait, Phil Harper's already touched on, we'll just keep flipping a coin for each other for roles. I think that will work well for us. And obviously that's kind of their history, and we have great history as well, and if they want to follow in that, that's good for them.
How do you reflect on the end of last season?
I thought it was poor.
But we're over it.
No, it was obviously disappointing when you lose by a point in a prelim. So that sits with you. But ultimately, the reality is, could have we done a few things differently? Yeah, but that opportunity's passed. So we're ready for the new one now.
What does the next few weeks look for you as round one approaches?
Yeah, can't believe how quickly it's come around. I almost feel like we've probably been training from February, but the last 2 months in pre-season has certainly flown. We'll play a little intra-club trial game on Friday to get us ready for a trial game against Port Adelaide. We're actually going up to Port Augusta, which will be awesome to get back to the regions. We went to Port Pirie a few weeks ago, so we get to go back up to the Eyre Peninsula, and then we've got Unley Oval again, and we've played Carlton. I don't think we've played them for few years, and then get ready for round one. So we've got a little month now to kind of just really hone, get ready for round one.
Doc, obviously it's been a massive few weeks for your family and personally. Can you just ask how Ali's going at the moment? Yeah, no,
it's been amazing in terms of the level of support that Al's received, and she's been incredibly brave, and everything's going really well. Everything's going as well as it could be hoped for. So we're really, I know she's amazingly appreciative of all the support that she's received, and similarly for myself, it's been really touching, to be honest. So, but as we've quickly discovered, there's a lot of people going through similar circumstance. So she's going well.
And what about the support that you've gotten from your team and the girls here?
Yeah, well, basically, I just took a week off and they run the show, but which is pretty much business as usual. As I said, this is an amazing group to be fortunate enough to coach, and the depth of leadership and just the quality of the people throughout the whole organisation is second to none in what I've experienced over a long period of time. So what's occurred over the last couple of weeks is no different to what I've experienced for the whole time I've been involved. It's just been just a joy to be part of, to be honest.
I appreciate you talking about it, but do you foresee any other time off? You think you're going to be full time? You might need to step away a little bit?
No. that'll be enough. I've had a couple of days off, so we're ready to roll.
Just one last one. A word on the other members of the new leadership group?
Well, who's going to go? Me? Well, basically, once again, I was really pleased with kind of the balance that the players came back with. And, I think obviously Eloise Jones has been in there for a number of years, but then for Anne and for Jess, for Anne Hatchard, for Jess Allan. If your name's not Allan, then you didn't get a gig. I wondered if they just it was like a donkey vote. They just started ticking the A's. But so Najwa, obviously Jess and Sarah, the Allan crew. But what the group has is actually just a real diversity of strength. So obviously we've talked a little bit about the differences between our captains, but I think that's really well rounded out by the rest of the group as well. So yeah, we're in good hands basically, and couldn't be happier.
Conversation between you two with Jess when she got announced.
Yeah, obviously. Even obviously for me personally and with Eb, like it's a big week for ourselves, but for our family, for Jess to be included in her first ever leadership group in AFLW, she's had quite a different journey to me, but I think it shows a credit to her leadership being her second season back at the club from coming back over from GWS. So it's obviously amazing to have a sibling, but just to touch on the rest of the leadership group, we've discussed it, but just to be able to have such diverse personalities like we've touched on, it's great to have differences, but also we're all on the same page for success and the care for the group. So we're really excited with a well-rounded leadership group this year.